Man, what's up? What's good? What's happening? It's your boy Jazzy, and this is Real Boxing Network. So, man, I just want to talk about, what I'm saying, the Devin Haney, Gamboa fight. Congratulations to Devin Haney continuing, retain his title, whatever. But honestly, man, my goodness, bro. Bro, Gamboa legs. It looked like his Achilles was still torn. Like, bro, when I was watching him fight, that's why I can't hate on Devin Haney, because when I compare this, y'all gonna know. It looked like when Jamal Charlo fought Sebastian Jorge Highland, and he came into the ring with a messed up leg, and whether it was the punch that made it worse, but the whole fight until Jamal got him out of there, it was like, what the hell is going on with his leg? Now, Gamboa wasn't that bad, but it was noticeable to where the difference between Jamal fight was Jamal knocked him out in like the fifth or sixth round or something like that. Knocked him out in like maybe the fourth round, I can't remember. But he knocked him out. Nevertheless, he knocked the man out. The man was out of there. And in this fight, it's like we watching it for 12 rounds, no knockdowns. And Devin Haney, he a boxer, but to me, if you want to be neutral about it, like if you just want to be honest, like I ain't got no investing interest in nobody. If you want to be honest, this is a fight to me that did more hurt than good for Devin Haney. On the facts of, not that Devin Haney not a boxer, one of the best boxers in boxing, the sport of boxing, the best boxer in his division. That he is a legitimate champion, not none of that, but for what the masses can throw at him, because Gamboa before this fight only had 3 losses. The truth about those 3 losses was they was all by knockout. So he literally never lost other than by being knocked out. And this is when he was younger. He 38 now. This is the first fight he went 12 rounds of decision and lost. That's why if you look at Gamboa wasn't tripping. And what I didn't like is Gamboa came in fat. It's like, bro, so this is the thing, you already 5'5.5". So it's not even crucial for you to make 135 because you're really a 130, fighter. Like your best days was at 130. So and your prime weight is at 130. But even in the tank fight last year, you was ripped up. You was cut up. Like you like your stomach. I was like, how did he make weight with his looking chubby? The hell? And at the beginning of the fight, when Devin Haney was going to the body, I was like, oh yeah, Devin Haney, no, he gonna knock him out. He's just gonna tear his body up. But he didn't do hooks to the body. If I was Devin Haney, I would have been hooking the hell out the body and uppercutting the body the whole fight. I would have broke him down. I would have fought like, typically Earl Spence fights just to get him up out of there. But that's why I like Shakur Stevenson pretty much more so than any of the young fighters. Shakur Stevenson is my favorite, then Teofimo Lopez. But when it comes to Devin Haney and this Gamboa fight, this is the thing. One thing I definitely don't like that rub me wrong or rub me the wrong way when it comes to Devin Haney is when people say he's the next. To me, he can't even be compared to Mayweather. He's just a boxer. Like when I watch him fight, I'm reminded more of Arislan De Lara than Mayweather. And it's not like it's, and I don't know what people see when they say Mayweather, because Mayweather, everybody know Mayweather was a more dynamic fighter, especially by this time and point in his career when he's 23 years old with 23 wins. Mayweather, it was definitely more so a more exciting fighter. And this is the thing about Mayweather. Dang near, if he didn't knock you out, he made you quit. Now, he didn't knock everybody out, but like he would literally like devastate an opponent. To me, this fight wasn't even more so of a devastating. It wasn't a devastating of like just beating of Gamboa. Like when walking away from this fight, I didn't look at Gamboa like I looked at Sergey Devinchenko. Like, damn, dog, he got demolished. Like, he was destroyed. Like, cause that fight, you know, Devinchenko, Jamal, when he fought Sergey Devinchenko didn't get knocked out. He went all 12. But he didn't have no eyes. It was you almost wanted to stop the fight for him because he was like, man, he ain't gonna look the same after this. My gracious. And with the Gamboa fight, it was almost more so like it's almost like you had to watch it just to watch it. You know what I'm saying? Because going in, I was like, man, at least, you know, I get to watch Devin Haney fight. But I was disappointed because I felt like they already knew they had the Gamboa fight on the rise. They were set by Eddie Hearn on a November date, and they really couldn't move. So they negotiating with Gary Russell and Batman, and they doing all this, you know, on YouTube back and forth with Bill Haney and Devin Haney. But the truth is that they really not even going to be able to make that fight. I believe that's why the conditions of that contract had to be stupid for Gary Russell to, on his end, for them to actually be like, all right, forget it. We'll go ahead and fight you if you're willing to fight 2 fights with us in our promotion of the company on DAZN if you lose. And the reason why Gary Russell like, hold on, bro, because you talking about robbing him, or Gary Russell talking about him himself getting robbed. And then your response is, or as Bill Haney, response is, folks get robbed every day. You know what I'm saying? You can't really, you like me, especially if I was a lawyer, or me being the boxer, and if I hear you, I'm negotiating with you, I'm talking to you, and you say that, bro, that sounds like you. I know it's a 50-50 chance now that I get robbed. And if I go to decision, it's like an 80% chance that they definitely gonna rob me. So, and y'all gotta remember, Gary Russell already been robbed with Lomachenko. He was in that fight to make Lomachenko name, because it was about Lomachenko coming up, and he wasn't afraid. So he was like, let's go. I'm ready to fight you. And he got robbed in that fight. And that's when he was like, okay. So it sucks, because if you just don't destroy it, you know, folks, and you don't knock folks out, or you don't have the backing, they'll just take the fight from you. And, you know, Gary Russell, they play it close to the vest to where they real. So they not really with all that extra, you know. They end up they do what they gotta do. He go in, do what he gotta do, take care of his family. And I believe that Devin Haney, you know, with being with DAZN, if that was a close fight, they gonna give the nod to Devin Haney being from DAZN. Also, the money that they'll make in DAZN for keeping Gary Russell, Eddie Hearn specifically, will possibly try to make that happen to make sure that as long as Devin Haney don't get knocked out, that Devin Haney wins the fight. And that's why I'm looking at this Gamboa fight and I'm like, bro, you really gonna only be fighting these type of Gamboa fights, because when you say that, other people hear that too. And now other people ain't gonna want to fight you. Like Teofimo not even worried about you now, because this is the thing. Folks talk about Teofimo struggling against Nakatani. And in the reality, to me, it wasn't in him struggling against Nakatani. Like, nigga dropped Nakatani and all that. I don't like when people say folks struggle. That's like me saying Devin Haney struggled against Gamboa. To me, when you got to the 12th round, you knew Teofimo was going to win the fight. You know these, like, when Jamel fought Austin Trout, Jamel knocked the man down 2 times and had him wobbly throughout the fight. And it's like, yeah, you know, oh man, you know, he didn't look too good against, and like, oh, you know, he had a bad day. It's not necessarily a bad day. It's not that he didn't look good. He won the fight. The problem is that the style of the fighter was something unique to them, to where they had to adjust. And it takes time to adjust. So by the time you adjust, like Matt Korobov with Jamal, by the time you adjust, then it's like only like 4 or 5 rounds left, but you won 4 of the previous rounds. It's not that you was losing. You won, like, for sure 4 of the previous rounds, but it's just you had to adjust to command the ring. Devin Haney didn't have to adjust to command the ring or anything like that. It was just Gamboa was just Devin Haney had to adjust to put on a performance, and this is why I'm afraid for Devin Haney's career in the aspect of putting himself in a Demetrius Andrade situation. That's the problem with DAZN, is that they can put you in a bad situation, and now that Canelo left, is not looking good for none of them. It's not. Because the thing is, y'all can have Virgil Ortiz over there 16-0 with 16 knockouts, and Ryan Garcia, who's 20-0. What the reality is, ain't nobody fought nobody. And then y'all don't want them to fight each other, or they don't want to fight each other. And the truth is that DAZN ain't really got money to pay nobody. Y'all gotta do get rich quick schemes almost to get good fighters in the fight. Y'all don't have a pay-per-view. Everything is on the app. The app is trash and boo-boo. And that's why these suck. So then when you put all that together, and then the fight that you do get is $19.99 a month. The fight that you do get is Devin Haney versus Gamboa, and it looks like this, to where the opponent is not even, don't even have nothing to fight for. 38-year-old fighter that got 3 knockout losses, and his win is just to go 12 rounds without getting knocked out with a torn, or whatever was going on in his legs in that fight was terrible. Devin Haney looked good in the sharpness and the quickness of his punches, but like I said before, the reason why it did more bad, because now everybody talking about Devin Haney ain't got no punching power. Okay, they said, man, he hit him. Even people that love Devin Haney has to say, I'm talking about like 100% support Devin Haney. We never say a bad thing about Devin Haney, even if it's the truth. Said that his punching power, isn't where at least Tank punching power is. But I'm going to be honest, bro. Everybody knows punching power ain't what Teofimo punching power is. And if you want to be true, is his punching power what Ryan Garcia punching power is? I don't believe it is. I really don't. And so when you say he the best boxer in the division, you almost got to say he's the lightest puncher too. Which is what makes a boxer a boxer. But that's why I said he remind me more of Erislandy Lara, is because Oscar De La Hoya would get you out of there until, he fought like Oscar De La Hoya. Well, Oscar De La Hoya would get you out of there, but I meant to say Floyd Mayweather would get you out of there until he fought like an Oscar De La Hoya, a bigger fighter that's pretty much a Hall of Famer in the sport. But like them Gamboa type fighters, and Mayweather fought them, bro, he destroyed them. He destroyed people that was even bigger than Gamboa. That's why I don't compare him to Mayweather, and that's why I say he's more of a boxer like Erislandy Lara. He gonna outbox you. And the thing is, he can outbox and fight anybody. But now, when you talk about Devin Haney, you still looking at him fight Gamboa, you damn near like, well, shoot, we kind of do need to see him fight Lomachenko. It's almost like you want to see him fight Lomachenko before he fights Teofimo. Because if you want to see a Lomachenko-Teofimo rematch, at least have Lomachenko bring something to the table. And it should be Devin Haney belt if he's able to beat him. Because to me, I still don't think you can have this fight and then people talk down on Teofimo. I don't care if Teofimo was saying whatever he said to Deontay Wilder, stop acting like a bee, whatever the case may be. But the truth is, when it comes to the ring, when it comes to the sport, he got the juice. And that's why I don't really believe that we should be down in Teofimo. Because he can do what he got to do in the ring. But when it comes to Devin Haney say he gonna do something, and that's what made it bad. Is he said, I'm gonna do this, and when you get in there, it's not even that you didn't. Because I don't care about no knockout or knockdown or nothing like that. What I care is that you fighting somebody that wants to fight. At least you fighting somebody that wants to train. So you getting us to pay $19.99 a month for an app that don't have nothing else on it. I can't watch nothing on there. I can't watch no sports. I can't watch nothing on there. But you fighting is the only reason for me to have it. And Canelo just left. So when I watch you fight, it's against a man that don't even want to fight back. Because something wrong with his legs or whatever the case may be. That's not good business. So this is why I have canceled my DAZN subscription, I would no longer be watching any more fights on DAZN because I'm not paying. I just pay I just pay for the $80, $100 for the pay-per-view when I do get the fight I want. How about that? That's what I'm gonna do because I'm not paying $20 a month to watch somebody fight somebody that ain't trying to fight back. That don't make sense. And then be like, oh man, he looks so good in the ring. Well, yeah, you look good in the ring. You supposed to look good in the ring the whole time you sparring throughout camp. So when you spar on when you fighting a dude that's coming there like he's sparring, I expect you to look good. So, I mean, I expect you to dominate. I expect you to counter. I expect you to be fast. I expect you to be quick. I expect you to get a knockdown, but I ain't going to judge you for that. But the thing is, because you fought an opponent like this, everybody else will. And me, I'm this Real Boxing Network. Y'all like, comment, and subscribe. I just keep it real. I don't have any invested interest. I don't have to worry about coming out here and talking about folks that don't, you know what I'm saying, that don't look good. I'm gonna be honest with you. The truth is, bro, if Jamal went out there and fought Dennis Hogan and then went all 12 rounds with Dennis Hogan, I would have said something. When it came to him fighting Brandon Adams, he won every single round versus Brandon Adams. And Brandon Adams actually was fighting, but Brandon Adams just couldn't do nothing. Brandon Adams was fighting, but this the other thing. Brandon Adams won the Contender recently, and also is a live dog in the fighting aspect that he can actually fight. Like he still got something in the tank. This is in the midst of a COVID-19 when you trying to get everybody to attract everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got to make sure they money right and all that because of the times. DAZN gonna put some bullshit out where you got an opponent out there called Gamboa, but folks forget Bill Haney talking about they didn't want to see the Gary Russell fight, but you want to see the Gamboa fight? Come on, bro. And that's DAZN. They ain't got nothing to do with Devin Haney. That's why I said, like, I can't really say nothing to Devin Haney, but shit, nigga, whatever come to you because you on DAZN. and that's the thing. I mean, it's unfortunate, but shit. Bro, if you was on the goddamn if you was on the Titanic and the ship was sinking, just because you was innocent, bro, doesn't mean that you was meant to survive, bro. If you didn't get on the lifeboat, you was gonna end up in that water. The ship was luxurious. The ship had rich folks on it, had poor folks on it, but had everything on it. It was a massive ship, one of the greatest things people seen at that time. It was good while it lasted for some folks. You know, some folks at the bottom of the boat, they was trying to get to a destination, and they was just hoping that, hey, if I get to my destination, I'm gonna be set as soon as I make it over there. But the ship sank. And you couldn't try to stay on the boat. You couldn't try to save the boat. At the end of the day, if you didn't get on one of the lifeboats, you died. Don't let DAZN ruin your career. Don't be over. I'm going to be honest with you. As to any boxer in boxing, this is just real facts. To any boxer in boxing, if you look to your left and your right, and when it comes down to the business that you're doing, and you see Demetrius Andrade, I'm going to be honest with you. You're probably not in a good spot. You're probably not where you really, really want to be or should be. Demetrius Andrade, being on DAZN should tell you this is not necessarily the place I want to be. And then this is the thing. This is why everybody talk about Eddie Hearn, is because Eddie Hearn credited DAZN. He created his own with a black fighter. But he had Canelo and Triple G and like Jaime Munguia, Virgil Ortiz, and Ryan Garcia. Have all them, but everybody else is black fighters that's gonna make DAZN. Everybody else is a black fighter that's gonna make DAZN. And that's why I don't really fool with DAZN, because Regis Prograis, you know, that should have been a draw. I'm gonna be honest with you, that should have been a draw. Cause the man is a champion, and Josh Taylor looks worse. Josh Taylor looking like his ass beat up, and he's fighting in Josh Taylor's backyard for a unified belt. It's not like he was coming to challenge the belt. It was for a unified belt. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, bro, it sucks. It sucks. That's why I don't really fool with them, bro. That's why I don't fool with them. Because until y'all do like, look, the color purple, until you do right by me, Jumbo, I can't fool with you. Till you do right by us, can't fool with you. Can't fool with you. Get Devin, because this is the thing, Devin Haney, he wants the big fights, But that's what a promoter, a network, all them contracts and papers you sign, that's what they for. That's their job. That's what they do. Y'all try to put the pressures on the fighters. You can't put the pressures on the fighters. You can, but at the end of the day, the fight damn near gotta make itself based on your positioning today. We know that. This ain't 1980 to where I can get on a freaking ABC and it's only 5 networks all on TV and everybody can hear me talk about how I don't like this one fighter. And then everybody in the whole nation was like, well, we don't know nobody else out there, so why won't these guys fight? No, that's 1,000 belts, 1,000 and 1 million fighters, hundreds of networks, and hundreds of goddamn promoters. So now you got to freaking figure out how you going to align yourself to position to be where you want to be. And if you want to be where the money is, anybody can offer you money. The question is, do you want to win the prize? Do you want to win the ultimate prize? Do you want to achieve the ultimate goal? And if you do, then you got to put in the necessary sacrifices, make the necessary decisions to do what you have to do. But the truth is, real boogeymans are like Gary Russell, bro. Them real boogeymans. Cause this the thing, if you watch Gary Russell fight Lomachenko, you seen him drop Lomachenko and they ruled it a slip. You seen them copy box numbers. You seen that. That's the thing. That's my point. That's why I don't look at Gary Russell no worse, cause I seen him in a ring with Lomachenko just like I seen Teofimo. I ain't seen Devin Haney in a ring with nobody to where I can be like, man, I know Devin Haney is this. I can't. I know he a great boxer, but I can't like force Teofimo to jump in the ring with him, and then he go in there and he try to win off of outlanding him, which is the point of boxing. But this is the thing: if he got other options and he ain't got to do that option, you got to make them want to, you know what I'm saying, want to also feel like, hey, this is gonna make our careers. But if you go in there and you barely tap me here and there, tap me there, and then you trying to get a split decision win at the end on a boring fight, and you trying to get the edge win, and that's how you going in there. You ain't really trying to go in there and like, hey, yes, fight. I'm gonna put on a performance and show you my skill set, and I'm gonna fight you. I'm gonna show you I'm better than you, but you like, man, I know you cold, so I'm gonna barely tap you. That's what folks used to try to say about Mayweather. Mayweather didn't do that though. Mayweather would get in there, and then when matter of fact, when people complain that Mayweather did that, he was 40. So it's not even like, bro, these folks is young. That's why I'm like, nah, like he can fight other people. He can fight other people. That's why I like, if he can, like, I'm not gonna be mad about him fighting for undisputed at 140. If he and they're like, oh, that's weak. He fight undisputed with 140, but he skipped over Devin Haney. Nah, that's not a duck to me, nigga. That's a business decision. That don't make sense. Like, bro, I can be named as what they gonna say is undisputed twice. Because with hardcore boxing fans, if y'all didn't realize that's why we on YouTube now, because what we say don't matter. When I tell you Teofimo is not truly undisputed, y'all not gonna pay attention to it, because the way it feels that he is anyway. When you beat Lomachenko, when you take, to me he did me a favor. Like when he beat the damn Dallas Mavericks, I can't stand Dallas sports because I'm from H-Town. When he beat the Dallas Mavericks, I said, I don't care, forever I'm gonna be a Miami Heat fan. I don't fool with LeBron, especially after he talked about my Astros. When LeBron went to the Heat, I did not like LeBron, did not want him to be on the Heat, but I still had to root for the Heat, regardless of the case. Because Teofimo got the damn franchise belt, I can't hate on Teofimo for that. He took out Lomachenko, who I knew needed to be taken out. He took out a pound for pound, what they said was a pound for pound fighter. So since he took out who they said was a pound for pound fighter, because the hardcore boxing fans, actually some hardcore boxing fans were saying Lomachenko still was. And he doggone got beat by Orlando Salido. Don't see how that's even the case. But folks were saying that Teofimo put a halt and stop to all that. So now they gonna say he undisputed because they don't want to look stupid about Lomachenko. That's just how the game go. That's how sports analysts is. That's how old media work. New media, I tell you Teofimo not undisputed. But I tell you what, if he beat the winner out of Jose Ramirez and Josh Taylor, he'll really be undisputed. And still, you can't say nobody did what he did, going from 135 and very next fight, fighting for all the true undisputed at 140. That's why I said, why can you talk about him not fighting Devin Haney, and then you don't want nobody to say nothing about Devin Haney fighting Gamboa and how Gamboa looked, but he didn't fight Gary Russell. But you want to talk about Teofimo not undisputed because Devin Haney got the belt and all this stuff, but Devin Haney didn't dethrone Lomachenko. Yeah, he wanted to fight Lomachenko. Yeah, he wanted all that. But if he wanted to fight Lomachenko, then he would have joined Top Rank, not DAZN. That's just to be real. If he really so bad wanted to fight Lomachenko, so extra bad, he would have went to Top Rank. Straight up. What y'all don't understand when it comes to Canelo and Triple G, Jamal is damn near the face of PBC. So he ain't tripping on chasing networks with Canelo because he's like, I'm going to be the man. So he's like, I'm going to just keep winning because I'm in a position to get the fights that at least I need to put my name where it needs to be. Where I can be a champion, where other people can see me, because he go to super middleweight, he'll start cleaning up. And he honestly can do work all the way up through light heavyweight. He can do work and get fights and get belts in all of them. That's why I like, man, with DAZN, it's not really too much you can do with DAZN. Because it's the thing, if Devin Haney goes to 147 in like 3 years, he still ain't going to be able to get no fights with everybody with PBC. Even Terrence Crawford going to PBC, especially if Canelo go to PBC. And people on PBC getting paid. So you can't tell me you on DAZN getting paid. Thing is, everybody on PBC got their stuff together. So it's not like the Devin Haney promotions ain't gonna be as prevalent as it is with DAZN, where Eddie Hearn ain't gotta really worry about promoting you anyway. But I mean, the app, I'm trying to be honest, man, the app is not where it's at, man. And honestly, when it comes to DAZN, is not what I expected it to be. Well, really, it's exactly what I expected it to be. But when it comes to what it's done for his fighters, it's not what I expected it to be. Because I still thought it was going to be a Triple G3, Canelo 3. I still thought Demetrius Andrade would have got a Canelo or a Triple G fight, or one of them by this point, for being over there with him. I still thought that you would be able to make a Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney fight early, especially because they coming out of the amateurs and they're both young superstars. So if one of them lose to each other, it's not going to tarnish their career. That's not a career tarnishing loss because of the status of both of them and the history of both of them. And I thought that you can, put Virgil Ortiz in a better position to be seen, and have him have a better opponent. All these welterweights out here, and we can't see Virgil Ortiz go against nobody. Because I'm going to be honest with you, Eddie Hearn talking about DAZN this, and everybody fighting on DAZN, and he listening to conversations and all that stuff. But you talking about, I want Jamal to fight Demetrius Andrade, but you can't get Virgil Ortiz to fight Jaron Ennis. You can't get Virgil Ortiz to fight Boots. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I was like, you're not doing nothing. There's nothing over there. There has not been one fight of note over there. There's not that fight that we just have to see. Josh Taylor and Regis Progress is like the best fight. The best fight. Literally, that's the best fight. Josh Taylor versus Regis Progress. And Regis Progress just fought on Showtime pay-per-view, so he not with DAZN. So, man, I'm just, I'm you know what I'm saying, like I said, man, I just had to touch base with everybody, let y'all know how I felt about it, especially what's going on in the sport. It's kind of crazy how people can talk down on folks that's doing great for their career, but the people that put their careers in a situation that benefited them in one spot but didn't benefit them in the other spot, how you can try to blame other people. And I see people doing that in life. That's why I'm not with it. I don't care what race you is, what the case may be. Like, bro, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You know what I'm saying? So, shoot, you know what I'm saying? You get your bread and you got your bread, but you may not get your fights. What don't make sense is on PBC, you get your fights and your bread. So that's why, like, folks don't even want to talk about that part. Nobody even want to get down on that part. You can't tell me that the promotional aspect is why you went to DAZN when we just seen the pay-per-view. And also the Charlo brothers fight on Fox with lines only. We see Earl Spence pay-per-view with the Man Down promotions all over. So it's like, and these are pay-per-view fights. These are big primetime fights on big networks. So it's like, this don't make sense. Y'all are out here on the app. So it's like, nah, me personally, this is how I feel about the folks that went to DAZN. Because they got a history of no history. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, if I gotta walk it, man, I really don't want to walk it like that because I like boxing and I like the fighters. The only ones I got a probably personal vendetta and grudge with was Triple G, but it was probably more so Abel Sanchez talking for Triple G than Triple G himself. So I eased up on Triple G because he let go of Abel Sanchez, and it possibly was Abel Sanchez that was making it. Well, it was him making all them comments, so it wasn't a good it could have been possible. It wasn't a good representation of Triple G, but still Triple G doing do what he do, the same things. But in all honesty, so Canelo, before he joined DAZN, he was doing catch weights, picking who he wanted to fight. He'll fight this person, I fight that person. Didn't want to fight Triple G, vacated the belt, waited 3 years till Triple G looked bad against Danny Jacobs, then he fights Triple G. And it was like he was cherry picking, choosing if that was him or Oscar De La Hoya. I don't know. For me, ain't no excuse. You're a fighter. So it is what it is. Same thing with Triple G, with Abel Sanchez. He was picking and choosing his fights. He didn't have no issue fighting Willie Monroe. He didn't have no issues fighting Curtis Stevens, who wasn't even ranked. He didn't have no issues fighting all these bums that he fought. Matthew Macklin and all these folks he fought that was trash. He fought all these folks that was trash. All of them. I never really thought David Lemieux was good. He fought David Lemieux, who was a hard puncher that had to come forward to knock your head off. Fought him, and he didn't do nothing. So that's why Triple G, when it came to Jamal on the rise and coming for Triple G, all of a sudden Triple G can't fight him. So Triple G fights Danny Jacobs, who already been knocked out by Dimitri Pirog, and laid flat on the canvas. And he's like, well, then he comes back from cancer. So now he fights Danny Jacobs, and Danny Jacobs give him the fight of his life. And what sucks is this is actually after the Kell Brook fight, him fighting the welterweight. And he had no issue fighting the welterweight. So Daniel Jacobs giving the fight of his life. That's when Canelo jumped in the picture and like, I'll fight you now. Without the WBC middleweight this time. That's why it didn't make sense. You had it, you vacated it, not to fight him 2 years earlier, but now you want to fight him for everything now. That's crazy. So you have him do your job, and you come here to clean up all the belts. So when you watch Devin Haney on Showbox, Showtime, and Showbox and all that stuff. So what's crazy, this is the craziest part to me, because I don't know if people realize this, but Devin Haney, he goes on DAZN as soon as Shakir Stevenson is making his come up. I don't know, and Shakir Stevenson on Top Rank. So that's why I was like, so you leave PBC and Showtime, and you don't go to Top Rank, where Teofimo, Lomachenko, and Shakir Stevenson is, where you can make good fights for yourself. Or you don't go to PBC, where you can make other good fights for yourself against Tank, and how Tank fought Leo Santa Cruz, whatever the case may be. But against Tank, or if you went to 140 Regis Progress, whatever the case, you go to DAZN, where they ain't got nobody but Ryan Garcia, who Oscar De La Hoya runs, Canelo career, was running Canelo career, and had him jumping through hoops to fight different people. Like, Canelo fought James Kirkland. It's funny because people would jump out and be like, Canelo fought all the best people, but he fought more trash people in between any of the good people. He fought like 3 sorry people before he fought a person that you even knew his name. so that's why it's like, and then and Mayweather gave him the opportunity more than any of these young fighters. He was like 22 years old and had a pay-per-view opportunity that made his career. So he was able to pick and choose who he wanted to fight since he was 22. And Canelo not scary, I don't believe. I believe it was Golden Boy. But it's funny because Devin Haney, he goes to DAZN. Now, Demetrius Andrade, we know about Demetrius Andrade. Demetrius Andrade pulls out of the Jamel fight, then complain that he can't get the Jamel fight. That don't make no sense. Makes no sense. And then be mad because he don't want to fight Jamal, but Jamel is his twin brother. So if he know what happened to Jamel, then why would he put himself in the same position? And then his manager, why would he won't even want to put them in that position again and work with you again, especially now that their career is on a higher status than yours, and you can't really offer them nothing. I mean, you got a belt, yeah, but if you back out of that fight, then what they got? Another L that they took because they trusted you when they shouldn't have. So now he complains that nobody want to fight him, and he's the boogeyman, right? He's the boogeyman. So he goes to the zone where ain't no goddamn body at. Bro, Terrence Crawford is at top ranking, is struggling to get fights at his division because all his fighters on PBC. The way boxing works, bro, you can't use these excuses on me. The way boxing works is, bro, if you want to fight somebody, you got to find a way on their network. Or you have to be as popular as them or more popular than them to where the masses demand it and have been waiting to see it. So Demetrius Andrade, who the masses don't talk about but hardcore boxing fans, you take your ass straight to DAZN and you an American, and you can't get an American opponent in the ring damn near. Like, this doesn't, that's why I said, bro, DAZN to me is DaDuck. It's DaDuck. If you go to DAZN, you're going to duck everybody by default. I don't give a damn who fault you think it is. If you're on DAZN, it's a duck. You're under a freaking rock. Bro, Canelo best fight on DAZN was Kovalev. Come on, bro. You gotta be kidding me. The Triple G2, all that was on HBO. Like, come on. That's what I'm saying. That literally you go to DAZN to duck everybody. That's why I said, like, bro, folks be talking about folks ducking, bro. You can't, if you on DAZN, you can't talk about nobody ducking. You ducked everybody going to DAZN. Because now, in order for you to fight anybody, that person has to specifically don't want to fight nobody more than you. Because they have to figure out a way to do a deal with DAZN and make a big fight with DAZN with big money. They can make the no money fights. That's easy for them. They can get a no money fight if somebody, Al Heyman and throw them falling off like Gamboa. They can do that. But the big money fights, nah. It's gonna be a struggle. So I don't want to hear nothing about nobody on DAZN out here complaining about how they can't get these fights when going to DAZN you can't get these fights. And everybody want to talk about how everybody ducking them and they the boogeyman. Well, I guess DAZN is goddamn Monster Inc. That's where you learn how to be a boogeyman, huh? That's the closet that everybody go in, and that's where all the boogeyman's is at. All the boogeyman's go to one spot in DAZN. They teach you how to be a boogeyman in DAZN. Teach you how to be Duck in DAZN. Man, that's hilarious to me, man. And then when we do get to see these great fighters on DAZN Fight, it's fighters like Gamboa that come out and do nothing and not even in shape. Look like he got paid before the fight even happened. Don't make no sense. But man, man, that's it. I had a lot on my chest because this is nonsense with DAZN and these lackluster performances by these opponents for these other great fighters is just not cutting it for me. So man, y'all tell me what y'all think. Y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Y'all hit that notification bell and Fight Club yourself up. That's the first rule, is to hit the notification bell to be part of the real boxing family and become a member. Man, y'all know what it is. It's your boy DAZN, and this is Real Boxing Network.